Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast. My name is Amir. Before I get started today, I just want to thank everybody for following the podcast on Spotify. Also, want to thank everybody for watching on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, I'm on my path to 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys could subscribe to the channel, that would mean a lot. So it's time to pod, y'all. So for today's episode, I want to talk about Bobby Marks, who was on ESPN today, and he was talking about how the Miami Heat were trying to make moves this offseason. He talked about how the Miami Heat fans are desperate for a move after teams like the Celtics in the last few years have added pieces to help them win a championship, and how the Knicks added Bridges and how the Sixers added PG, and these Eastern Conference teams are getting better and the talent gap is getting wider between us and those top tier teams in the East. And he mentioned that the Miami Heat specifically, though, did try hard this offseason. And one player in particular that he talked about was DeMar DeRozan, and how the Miami Heat tried really hard to acquire DeMar DeRozan. And we know that the Miami Heat are a first apron luxury team. And after re-signing Haywood Highsmith, which was after we were speculated to be favorites to land DeMar DeRozan, the Heat are now 1 million or so below the second apron. And at the time, again, when we were trying to acquire DeMar DeRozan, we were 7 million away, I believe, from the second apron. And so we simply were not going to be able to do a sign and trade with DeMar DeRozan, because a penalty of being a first apron team is you can't do sign and trades. We had no cap space, and DeMar was an unrestricted free agent who was seeking what it seems like $20 to $30 million per season. And we had no cap space, so we couldn't sign him outright. So it would have to be through a sign and trade. In order to do that, we would have to get below the first apron, which means we would have to get rid of someone who was making 8 million or more. There's not that many guys on this team that do, because we're top heavy. Terry Rozier, 25 million. Duncan Robinson, 19 million. Jimmy Butler, he's going to be making 40 something. Bam, before he signed his extension, would be making 29 or 30 million. Tyler Hero's going to be making 30 million. So no other players were making 8 million. Caleb Martin, if he opted in for his player option, would have been 7 million. Haywood was an unrestricted free agent. And so Jaime's making like 5 million. Jovic is making like 3 million. And the rest are like on vet minimums. So we would have had to trade one of those top 5 guys. And apparently Duncan Robinson was that guy that they were shopping around to get off his 2-year deal. He has 19 million he's making next season, and then he has another 19 million, but only 9 million or so is guaranteed in that final year. And so, according to Bobby Marks, he was saying that the Heat tried as heck to get DeMar DeRozan. Nobody wanted Duncan Robinson. They had one first-round pick to trade. They wanted Tyus Jones. They couldn't make a deal here. So what he's saying is that the Heat wanted to get below the first apron to acquire DeMar specifically, as we were speculated to be the favorites, and he had mutual interest in joining the team as well. But again, we would have to get off one of those contracts. And of the two players, I would assume it would have been Tyler Hero most likely first, because we simply see that our big three, Jimmy, Tyler, and Bam, has not really worked out. And so I thought he would be the first option. Second option would be Duncan. Or Tyler or Terry Rozier, honestly. Like the point is that we need to get below that first apron. We couldn't because people didn't want Duncan. And I was just on Twitter looking around, and 5 Reasons Sports basically came out and said, told this is not accurate. The Heat simply offered the $5.2 million mid-level exception. So 5 Reasons is calling cap, saying that the Miami Heat possibly, I guess, or we're not looking to offload Duncan Robinson, and we're not trying to shop him around. And all they were offering DeMar was the mid-level exception, which is all we could actually offer at this point. That or a minimum contract, again, because we needed to trade someone. And it sounds like 5 Reasons is saying that they were not trying to offload Duncan's contract specifically so they would be eligible for a sign and trade. They simply just offer the $5.2 million exception. Same with Tyus Jones. I don't know. 5 Reasons didn't mention anything regarding that, but Bobby Marks said they also wanted Tyus Jones. Again, a free agent, someone that we don't have money for. would need to do a sign and trade. Most likely, the Miami Heat offered the mid level exception, and he declined it because he obviously wants a pay raise. And obviously, if he would join the Miami Heat, he would be a backup point guard, assuming Terry Rozier would be the starter. And it seems like Tyus Jones wants to be a starter in the NBA. So that, again, very unlikely that we were going to get these players. Um, so who knows? I don't know what the truth is there, but I love Five Reasons, and I see them as a source of truth that does good journalism and reporting, and that is close to the team, obviously, and associated to the team as they're credentialed. So I'm going to believe Five Reasons over NBA Today or ESPN or whoever Bobby Marks is working for. And Bobby Marks is a good guy too, an incredible source. But he works for the NBA. He's not tied and has the sources that Five Reasons possibly do. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think ESPN Bobby Marks are right, and do you think the Miami Heat actually tried to offload Duncan and that there's no market for him? Because I don't buy that. I think teams would like Duncan Robinson because he averaged 13 points per game last season. He shot almost 40% from three. He's a good 3-point shooter still, but he also improved, was able to become a better playmaker, was able to attack the rim to a certain degree and like off the dribble. He's definitely improved his skill set. So why wouldn't a contending team want Duncan Robinson or even just any team in general? Like he's proving that he is able to adapt and learn new skills, and he's not just a one-trick pony, even though he's still a liability defensively. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good one.